I have a propositional formula here that I want to draw a truth table for. The formula says P or Q and not P implies Q. To start drawing a truth table, the first thing I want to do is identify what my variables are. In this formula, my two variables are P and Q. So I'm going to need columns for those two variables. And the purpose of a truth table is to consider every possible combination of values for these two variables. So if I think what values P can have, that's either true or false. What values Q can have, those are also either true or false. And because I've got two choices for each of these, I have 2 times 2, which is 4 combinations of choices, so I'm going to have 4 rows in this truth table. Half of those 4 rows P will be true, and the other half P will be false. And now for the 2 rows where P is true, half of those rows Q should be true, and the other half Q should be false. Similarly for these bottom 2 rows where P is false. Now I need to do some calculation. The first operation I should do is this logical OR, which is P or Q. So let's work out the result of P or Q in each of these rows. In row number 1, I have true or true is true. In the next row, true or false is also true. In the next row, false or true is true. And in row number 4, false or false is false. The next operation that I need to do is this NOT. The NOT happens before the AND, so I need to work out what is not P. In each of these 4 rows, I have not true is false, not true is false, not false is true, not false is true. The next thing I need to do is this AND, which is AND of the results of column 1 and column 2. So if I label these column 1 and column 2, then I could write this as 1 and 2, so I know which columns I'm looking at. In row number 1, I have true and false is false. In row number 2, I have true and false is false. In row number 3, I have true and true is true. In row number 4, I have false and true, which is false. Now finally, there is one more operation to perform, which is the implies. If I call the result of the AND column 3, then the implies has column 3 on the left and Q on the right. So I need to work out the result of 3 implies Q. In each of these 4 rows, I'm going to be looking at the result from column 3 and then the value in the Q column. So I need to remember that I'm doing this where the first input is my column over here, and my second input is actually the column to the left. So I'm doing false implies true, which is true. False implies false is also true. True implies true is true. And false implies false is also true. What I can see as a result of doing this truth table is that I have a true output in every row. So this final column here, which represents the truth values of this formula that I started with, this is true in every row. Whatever my inputs are, whatever the truth values of P and Q are, then this formula, which says P or Q and not P, implies Q. That's true. A word for this kind of proposition, which is always true, is a tautology. A proposition is a tautology if it has a true in every row in a truth table, or put another way, if it's true whatever its variables are.